Management. Then we're joined by Vinati Saraf Mutreja, the Executive Director of the company. Hi Vinati, thanks so much for joining in today. Vinati, first things first, we have a couple of big moves that are happening globally. One being that we have Brent crude prices have been moving up. So does it impact your business in any way? And also in terms of exports, we have the dollar index that's doing all sort of things. So could you explain to us the moves in crude as well as in the dollar index? How does it affect your business?
See, our raw materials are crude oil derivatives. We purchase them mostly from refineries. So as crude moves up and down, our input prices also move up and down. But fortunately for us, in all our products, we are able to pass down that price movement, increase or decrease to our customers, because we have long-term contracts, formula-based contracts. So our price changes in line with our input prices, which change in line with crude prices. So it really does not affect our margins in dollar per kg. As well as the same thing is applicable to the dollar-rupee movement also. 80% of our revenues are coming from exports. Most of our revenues are US dollar based. But because our inputs are also priced in dollars, even the inputs that we are purchasing locally are priced in dollar values, so it does not affect our margins. If whatever is the surplus of exports minus the imports, we also take dollar denominated loans. So net we are neutral to the exchange rate movement as well.
Okay. Good morning and thanks so much for joining in. You right now have leadership in two products. One of them is used for water treatment chemicals and shale oil recovery, and the second one, I think IBB, which is an intermediate for ibuprofen, right? What would be your market share?
That is right. Yeah, sure, that is right. So isobutyl benzene is our first product. We have about 70% market share. It is used to make the painkiller ibuprofen. We are the world's largest producer of IBB. It accounts for about 25% of our revenues. ATBS, which is a larger product, it accounts for 45% of our revenue. We are again the largest producer of ATBS in the world. We have about 50% market share. Now that is used in water treatment polymers as well as to make oil and gas polymers, acrylic fiber, personal treatment, etc.
Okay. What is the kind of growth rate you enjoy in IBB and ATBS? Because clearly there is a risk of concentration. 75% of your revenues, on the whole, come from these two particular products. So what is the growth rate that you've enjoyed in the past and that you expect in the future?
See, IBB is a mature product because ibuprofen as a drug has been around for quite some time. So we experience about 3 to 5% annual growth rate in IBB. In fact, if you see, our dependence on IBB as a product has been going down over the last 5 to 6 years. Initially, it was about 40% of our revenue mix. Today, it is close to 20%. ATBS, on the other hand, has a very growing market on account of its applications. Its applications are increasing. Its use in enhanced oil recovery as well as water treatment and personal care polymers is increasing. So ATBS globally grows at about 10%, and our revenues in ATBS grow at 15%.
Mm-hmm. All right, Vinati, so what does all this mean then in terms of your second half of the year? The first half of the year, you've done what, 310 crores, approximately 310, 320 crores. What does all this mean? Second half of the year, can we see some kind of growth coming in? What's your target of them? Margins, you have always been very conservative. You're telling us about 25, 26% of late. But in the last quarter itself, you've done more than 30%. So is that sustainable? And also tell us, what's your current capacity utilizations? Do you have a chance to scale it up?
See, our second half is going to be in line with the first half. As far as revenues, profitability, margins goes, so we should be able to maintain that. What was your second question?
Yeah, your capacity utilizations currently. What's your new launch pipeline? Could you give us some details over there? Because as at the halfway mark, you're not doing any growth in terms of revenues. Yes, your profitability is improving, but how does maybe FY18 look?
See, our capacity utilization as of now is about 80 to 90%. Now, having said that, we are planning a lot of expansion, or rather new product launches in the next 2 to 3 years. In fact, with our results last quarter, we announced an investment of close to 700 crores. 500 crores is going to be towards introducing a new product, PAP, which is like how IBB is used for ibuprofen, PAP is used for paracetamol. We will also be making an investment of 160 to 200 crores to make butylated phenols, which are made from phenols and isobutylene. That will add about 350 crores in revenues, but these two products will come on stream in FY19. Now in FY18, you will see revenue growth by virtue of ATBS growth, as well as the new products that we started this year, which include 2 customized products, as well as PTBT, PTBBA, TBMine, etc.
Okay. Well, you are betting a bit on PAP, which you said is an intermediate for paracetamol. Wouldn't that also be a mature market like ibuprofen? And secondly, if you could just throw some color on the capex plans. I believe you have planned a capex cycle of 900 crores. How will it be funded? So far, you've enjoyed a debt-free status.
See, paracetamol is a mature market. Now, the play there is the technology that we have. Now, we have worked on this. We have developed a novel process along with NCL, who has a patented technology, and we have an exclusive license for it. So it's a new process, more cost-effective and environment-friendly process. So we feel we should be able to replace at least about 22,000 tons of PAPs imported into the country, which from China. We feel we should be able to replace that on account of a superior process. Your next question was on
CapEx, very quickly.
How will we fund the CapEx? Now, we will be funding it through internal accruals as well as through debt. We will be debt-free by the end of this year, so we will take on some more debt to fund the CapEx.
All right, Vinati, you've been buying from the open market close to around 1% in this fiscal. Very quickly, are you looking to take it to around 75%?
Yes, that is the plan.
All right, thanks so much, Vinati, for joining in. Sounding quite confident. All the best for the